Hey, what's up to everybody out there? This is not another episode of the Roundtable Talk. I'm just saying to y'all, I was trying to go live, but they apparently there was some issues with my live. This I am C Money. I'm just giving you an update. I ended up catching COVID. Um, I've been quarantined for a couple of days now. I didn't know that the new quarantine is 10 days. I thought it was still the regular 14 days. I ended up finding out at work because I got tested before I went into work one day. And right before, and I was on my break and my results came in and I became back with COVID. I mean, I'm, I'm breathing. I do have some complications. At one point, I was not. I didn't have an appetite to eat, but I've gained my appetite back. I am coughing. That's one of the symptoms that I have. I didn't lose my sense of smell or taste. My body was weak and was had body aches, but it's a little bit of recovering. I'm halfway through my quarantine, and I'm isolated myself from my family, co-workers, friends, from everybody. Um, I'm doing all the necessary precautions to stay safe. My thing to everybody out there is don't take this very lightly. Take it very seriously. I always took it seriously, but you never know how it is until it actually hits you and it actually hits home. Because I started feeling the symptoms. Well, I started feeling my body days before I got tested, and then I wasn't really hungry. Like 2 days before I got tested, I wasn't hungry. I didn't have an appetite. My legs and my body was aching. So I just thought it was because of, working too hard and, you know, not resting my body as much. So I decided to get tested. In the process, I thought about getting vaccinated, but it was many signs that was leading to me not to get vaccinated. But I'm not telling people that you should or shouldn't get vaccinated. It's your decision. And then when I got tested positive, I was immediately released from work and I was told to go and get some rest and to quarantine for 10 days. I'm halfway through my quarantine, so I'm letting y'all know that this is a serious virus. Um, Most likely the next time y'all hear from me, it'll probably be after quarantining. I'm going to be giving y'all updates. As of right now, my body is getting back a little bit to the health side. I started back eating because at one point I wasn't eating. Um, when I did find out I was diagnosed, the same day my body was rejecting anything. I couldn't drink, I couldn't eat, I couldn't do nothing. Like all I was doing was drinking water and my body was throwing it up because my body actually was doing it days before where it was that it was trying to throw up stuff. But since I haven't been eating, I haven't been eating in foods, and I didn't have an appetite. When it was throwing up, it wasn't throwing up nothing. It couldn't throw up nothing. So I was just only drinking water and stuff like that. But then when I actually did find out I was diagnosed, and when I got home, I was thirsty and I started drinking water. Then my body started reacting to me drinking water, which was the only thing that was in my system at the time. So it started throwing up water, which made it to that point that at that day I couldn't eat or drink anything because my body was rejecting. My body now is still rejecting, but the thing is, it's just rejecting like I can't take vitamins or anything. I take BC, which is BC and Goodies, which is a powdered aspirin, because it's hard for me to swallow pills. So I take that, and my body was rejecting that. So anything that I eat I mean, well, no, not eat, but anything that I take have to be in a liquid form. So I've been, so it's been a kind of a process for me, but I've been getting through it, because in most coronavirus cases, you have to go through this alone because you have to quarantine yourself from everybody else, and nobody really can't be there for you unless you had somebody who's been through it and that has been vaccinated and that knows everything. But if you have people around you that haven't caught COVID yet, or that haven't been vaccinated, or you don't want them to catch it, you have to isolate yourself from them. So that's why I say this is a long process. I'm doing it on my own. I have to get most of the stuff that I need delivered because I'm used to going to the store and going to places to get my groceries or whatever I need, but now I have to get it delivered. And not only that, you have to keep your location clean, meaning you got to disinfect and wipe down thoroughly. For me, I can't do it just yet because I'm not 100% healthy. I have to wait till I get to that point where I'm healthy enough to start cleaning and disinfecting and wiping down and getting rid of the COVID, because when you're doing it as you're sick, or when you do it when you first get COVID, you're just going to put your body down. I didn't realize that you can't have COVID while getting vaccinated, because the health officials told me if we vaccinate you and you have COVID, it can break down your body even more and you'll be in the worst shape even more than you is now. Even though I wasn't in the worst shape, but they told you that. Because I always thought that regardless if you have it or not, you're supposed to get vaccinated to help you. But you have to make sure you don't have any symptoms. And what they told me was I didn't have any symptoms. I just had the COVID. I was positive. But I did have the symptoms because I was coughing and I did have an aching body. But I didn't have shortness of breath. You know, I didn't have a sore throat and I didn't lose my sense of smell and taste. I know a couple of friends and I know a few family members and stuff that went through it, and they've told me stories and about not only them but their family members and their friends and other things, and I know it's been a long process for a lot of people because this is a hard thing to deal with as a human being. Some people had to quarantine more than 10 to 14 days because it's worse for them. COVID affects everybody differently in different ways, and this is my first time catching it, and it's affected me like not as bad, but it's affected me enough to know that it is a hard process. You got to keep away from everybody. You got to find ways to keep yourself occupied and entertained, because it's not like you can just get up and walk out the house and go somewhere. You have to stay in the house. My best bet is have a video game on hand, have some game apps on your phone, have things that can keep you busy. Majority of the time all I do is basically sleep and watch TV. Yes, I have a game console. I have 3 game consoles at the present time. But most of the time I'm sleeping and I'm getting rest. So it's like I'm doing what I need to do to survive, and I'm doing what I need to do to get myself back on track. I will be keeping y'all updated on my progress throughout maybe my quarantine. The next video may or may not be during my quarantine. It may be after my quarantine. But this is just an update on me. Yes, I do have COVID-19. That's why I have the mask on. As you see, throughout the video, I've been coughing because that's one of the effects of COVID. And please take multivitamins. I, can't take multivitamins, but I have found multivitamin supplements that will help me. So you must take vitamins. You must stay safe. You must be, you must keep yourself safe at all times. Please do not go outside, unless you have to. I know it's hard. I'm going to be doing another episode on coronavirus after this, to tell you about my progress and then about the progress of coronavirus. This is your boy C Money. Stay safe. Just pray for me. Even though, I don't have any severe symptoms, but, just keep me in your prayers. Not only me, but my family as well, because they have to go through this, because you have to realize it don't just affect you. It affects your whole family, you know. It affects your job. It affects your friends, your loved ones, your significant others. It affects everybody around you. So it's just not affecting you, but it's affecting everybody around you. So just stay safe, stay blessed, wear your mask, do everything you have to do to keep safe. And I will catch you on the next video and also the next episode of the Roundtable Talk. I'm out.